Olof, welcome, and I'm so glad that Väsen is here.
I'm so glad to be here. We heard so much about this radio show.
Yeah, well, we've been circling, and now we finally figured it out. First, I just want to ask you the song we just heard, is that an original song? That's an original composition?
The first tune was a waltz composed by Mikael. It's called Väsen, so it's our own.
Yeah.
And then it's Polska, composed by Roger, our guitar player, and it's called the Summer Polska.
Mm-hmm. And so these are traditional musical forms, but new melodies, new compositions.
Very well put.
And speaking of traditions, I want you to just you're playing the nyckelharpa. Is that right?
Yes.
And how old is this instrument, and in terms of its evolution? It's an amazing, frightening-looking instrument. It looks like a ship's model of an old Roman, battle machine or something.
You should not be afraid. It's very peaceful. And we don't know who came with the idea, hey, we need a nyckelharpa. We don't know who that was. But the oldest picture is from 1350.
1350, yeah. And so it's loosely based on a violin concept, in that it's got F holes and a carved top, I guess.
Yeah, it has F holes.
Yeah. But then it's got all these weird keys and things, so this is a way of sort of fretting the instrument without having to use you play the keys rather than fret the instrument as one would on a fingerboard.
Yes, it's wooden keys, and they all have a little peg sticking up that frets the string from the side, giving different pitch to the bowed strings.
Can you play a little bit, just to sort of let our listeners know exactly what instrument is making that sound that's part of your sound? So here it comes. And how many strings does it have? It looks like a lot.
It's 16.
16 strings.
I bow 4 of them, and then the rest are sympathetic strings.
They just vibrate.
They agree with the notes I play in the melody.
Yeah. Or not. Yeah. Is it? But it's sort of, not unlike a sitar or something. Those resonate. Those strings just they resonate and contribute.
Yes.
Such a cool sound. Well, I appreciate you sharing that, and it's a beautiful looking instrument, despite my earlier comment. And let me ask you about the evolution of the band. When you started out, I know that in bluegrass and some traditional art forms, musical forms, there are sometimes those who think, oh, this musical form is fixed and it can't really evolve. So when you started out and you started both contributing new songs and also sort of representing these old songs, were you met with any resistance, or people, traditionalists, saying, wait a minute, there's no 12-string guitar in this music, or whatever?
There were 2 who said that.
Only 2?
Yeah, I think so.
That seems pretty easy to manage if there's only 2. Yeah.
No, but it was a new, like duets, like Mikael and I playing melody and improvised second voice. That's completely safe and traditional. But then having a guitar playing the way Roger does, that was a completely new thing. Yeah. So we brought in a new sound in Swedish traditional music, and it's really interesting to see now that there's many young bands there. It's a trio. It's often a nyckelharpa and a guitar and a fiddle.
Oh, wow. Amazing. Pioneers. And are they getting all the gigs that you used to get?
They're right behind us.
Yeah. It was something kind of like that happened in Irish traditional music and Scottish music. Dick Gunn and some others were sort of pioneers of bringing the guitar into that traditional music too. But it's a beautiful, beautiful sound. I know you recorded with our friends Mike Marshall and Daryl Anger. I saw that the Punch Brothers covered one of your songs. So have you felt that kind of affinity with American string band players?
Very much so. And Daryl was the first. He kind of looked us up, you could say, and he sent me an email and hey, could we meet and jam after your show in Santa Cruz? And we said, oh, well, bring your fiddle and we'll see.
Yeah.
Because we didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
And then we met him, and he's an amazing fiddle player, and he knew many of our tunes when we met him, and that started a long friendship, musician friendship.
That was certainly how I was introduced, and I heard you play with them years ago. But it's a beautiful sort of evolution. Let me ask you about the new compositions now. So you mentioned that you all contribute, and so how does that work when you want to add songs to your repertoire? Just somebody says, "Hey, I have this new thing," and then you say yay or nay, you like it or you don't like it?
Yeah, we are on our 28th year together, so most of us have learned a few things over the years. So when you come with an idea, a tune, you pretty much know if it will fit well in the band.
I see.
So we try to bring in tunes that we think the others will.
And you know which band member to approach first.
Yes.
Yeah. Sweden is known for being a hotbed of trendy hipster music, and Jose Gonzalez, Tallest Man on Earth, First Aid Kit, and so are you ever paired with artists like that when it's like, oh, it's Swedish music night, and do you have that sort of familial connection with some of the sort of other touring acts from Sweden?
Yes, some of them we know and have met in different situations.
Yeah.
Not all of them.
Yeah. No Avicii covers or partnership coming anytime soon?
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
You might know more than me.
Yeah. And then I just want to mention that it's so refreshing to see this. As you mentioned, this is from the 14th century. This instrument. Then these traditions have been around a long time, but to see them revitalized and refreshed and infused with new creativity, and then brought into a marketplace where people wouldn't otherwise normally hear this stuff. It's a great contribution, and I've waited for a long time for this to happen, so I'm just thrilled that you guys are here.
Thank you.
Anything we need to know coming up? I know you did a live record in Japan years ago, and I understand you still tour in Japan and other places. Are there exciting things on the horizon for Väsen at this moment?
Well, we are touring with this new repertoire, the new CD called Brood, that came out this April. So we're kind of busy with that. But in 2 years, we'll turn 30, and there's probably spectacular things happening.
Yeah, of course. Of course. As a level of maturity that only a 30-year-old entity can really achieve.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, I'm really thrilled you're here and really enjoying this. So let's get back to music. Welcome back, if you would, from Sweden, Väsen.